A big up to all the homies on the YouTubes. We got a mega announcement for you coming up. So thank you so much. Before we get started, I want to thank you for subscribing, clicking the little bell, all the engagement and comments and everything. That really helps us with the algorithm, and it also lets us know that you appreciate that we are making all these things free for you here on YouTube. So thank you so much. We love you. And be sure to watch this next announcement to the end because it's crazy. It's so crazy. Oh, I can't wait. All right. Lots of love. Peace.
Oh man, so many exciting announcements recently. I mean, between the new Videodrome tour with Figure, Smoke coming out on the Producer Dojo label and blowing up, Alanis Morissette blasting my track to her 5 million plus followers on social media, the creation of the new YouTube channel to democratize access to the information that is in Producer Dojo. It's been crazy, but there is no announcement that I am more excited to make than the announcement of the formation of Producer Dojo Live, because people have been begging us to do more live events, and the announcement of our event, November 6th to 11th in Denver, Colorado, EP Bootcamp. This is going to blow your mind. See, I've been teaching music and making music with Grammy-winning artists and people who have never made a track before for 20 years. I've seen how the best of the best succeed, and I have seen why people starting out get frustrated. I have seen so many different strategies put into making EPs, and I myself have released nearly 275 songs. So I know what you need to know in this EP bootcamp. And I have been thinking about this curriculum for years, but it wasn't until the creation of Producer Dojo and the creation of Producer Dojo Live that we've been able to create a week-long immersive format where we can get the whole system out in one piece, because it all is a system. Now, when you watch on YouTube or you watch the weekly download, it's great to have like tons of detail on these little granular parts, but this is the big picture. This is everything from psychology, philosophy, limiting beliefs, style development, brand development, the soul searching that needs to be done for you to find the music that needs you to make it. So important that your music is an extension of self. I can't even tell you how many people fail because they're trying to hide behind this mask of perfection, assembling all of their different influences and being like, did I do it right? Well, there is no right and wrong in music. What sounds wrong today will sound right tomorrow. What sounds right today will sound wrong tomorrow. And in a completely subjective field like music, there is no right and wrong. There is only authenticity. And this EP bootcamp at the start, teaching you how to get to that authentic place where you can be like, hey, I am cool with who I am. I feel good about expressing who I am. I'm not trying to just copy what other people do. Like, this is me. This is my sound that needs me to make it. It all comes from that, because it doesn't matter how good you are at hitting a target if you're aiming at the wrong target. You know, like it doesn't matter. You can get amazing at making derivative crap and nobody will care. But for you to really aim high, you need to do some unlearning and some soul searching and find the style that says who you are without words. Find the style that really resonates with fans, because when you're starting out, the temptation is to want to flex and to want to be perfect and to want to show people that you can do it like your heroes can. But what a lot of people miss is that what their heroes are doing, when you read between the lines, is expressing themselves. And in doing so, giving their fans permission to express themselves. And rather than asking, how can I make music that impresses people with my skills, it's much better to ask the question, how do I make music that makes people feel what they need to feel? And how does my music express the self of the fan when they roll their windows down and blast it going down the street? That's why a lot of music that becomes very popular is seemingly simple or amateurish or childlike. That's why a lot of the music that becomes very popular is just like raw emotion and not necessarily the best production. Now, we're going to go into giving your music the best production in extreme detail, but a lot of this is really about getting through the kind of psychological roadblocks that have you getting in your own way and sabotaging yourself, and why people find themselves with the myriad of tools that musicians in the past would have killed for, and just sitting there looking at the blank sequencer and going, everything I do sucks, right? I'll get you through that. I have methods, they work. I studied psychology and philosophy at school. That was my jam. That's what makes my teaching stand apart, is I don't teach you how, I teach you why. We start with why. And then from why, then we move on to how. And I will show you not just how I do it, but how the most successful people I have taught do it. And I've taught a lot of very successful people. So I'm going to show you my system of creating rapid iteration ideas where, because another one of the big blocks that we're going to get through in this is a lot of people have this idea that they need to make one perfect song and that's going to define their career. And it's like, yeah, a lot of artists who are big, they'll have some tune that's just exceptional that came out of their discography. But most of the time, if you sit down and you're like, okay, I'm going to write my first song, this is going to be the Mona Lisa. Like, I'm going to write the hell out of this song. This is going to be the best. And you're trying to write the one, you will end up second guessing everything you do and you'll end up hating yourself. Okay? So it's not a very practical approach and it does not actually yield quality. It yields roadblock. So what my approach will teach you to do is how to have a stash of ideas, how to create and hoard a stash of ideas so that you have these starting points that basically you listen to the starting point and you're like, I know how that song should go. And then it can come out fast. Because the songs that come out fast, it's not, and you often hear artists that are like, oh, I made this song. My best song came out kind of by accident, right? It's no accident that song came out the way that it did. It may have felt like the song wrote itself. It may have felt like that was too easy when they wrote it. But what has enabled that to happen is the psychological and organizational work that went into the workflow that allows that magical moment to happen. And the best songs, you let them happen. You don't make them happen. You let them happen. So I have this workflow that I'll show you where if you properly curate your selection of input ideas and starting points to go through, the starting point will imply the rest of the song in your imagination, and you will be able to just iterate and just do what the idea needs and it will come out fast and it will come out awesome. And when you do this a ton of times, you're not just going to make one track preparing for your EP. You're not just going to make 4 tracks that go on the EP. You're going to make dozens of tracks because you need to invest in the number one digital currency for music producers. No, not Bitcoin, not Ethereum, not Flow, but dub plates, baby. That is your digital currency. These unreleased tracks are going to be a currency you can use with your fans to not just buy their goodwill, but to get them to promote your music and to feel special, to feel a special bond with you because you're giving them tracks nobody else has that you can't get on Spotify, that you can't get anywhere. And often I will have tracks that only ever appear in my live sets and in the inboxes of the super fans. And that strategy will take you to the moon. We're going to cover all kinds of other strategies too. I mean, not just like, making all the ideas for the EP, picking the best one, mixing it, mastering it. How do you think of graphic design as a non-designer? What are the most important things to know? What's the 80-20 of graphic design? For a musician, I'm going to teach you how to make cover art with AI. I'm going to teach you how to use text in a way that doesn't make you look like your music belongs in a dollar store. Okay? Because there's a difference between a cheap product and an expensive product. Largely typography, largely the way the text is used on that product that distinguishes a cheap product from an expensive product. I will show you how to make your music look expensive. I will show you how to create the perception that you take your music seriously, and so should your fans. Because when you cheap out on graphic design, or you have bad typography, or you don't know how to spot, like you may have paid a bunch of money for bad graphic design, you just don't know how to spot it. I'll teach you that. I'll teach you the things that you don't know about graphic design. And we are going to come up with a promo plan for your release. And I'm going to do every one of these steps in front of your eyes, live at Producer Dojo Live EP Bootcamp. It's going to be the sickest thing. People tell us after any of these Producer Dojo Live events, people are like shaking and buzzing. And a lot of the time, it's just like 3 days of watching me produce in a studio, right? You're going to get that experience, and you're going to get the deep psychological, philosophical style creation, personal authenticity question barrage that will really help you to get to the core of what you're actually trying to do. I'm going to fix your workflow. I'm going to show you how to mix and master with doing like the least amount of processing, where you're just going to be like, it just sounds great. It already sounded great. I just needed to set things in a certain way. Like I'll make mixing so easy for you, and I'll show you how to do mastering. I'll show you why so many of the production orthodoxies that you've been taught are totally wrong. And it will make it way more easy, way more fun, and you will become prolific. Because remember, the number one digital currency for music producers is dub plates. You need those unreleased tracks for your sets. You need those unreleased tracks for your fans. And I'll show you how to take one, hey, I dropped my album post, and turn it into like 2 weeks of all different kinds of media posts. I have this like list of formulas that you can use, so easy to make content to promote your releases, that you'll be able to have like 2 weeks of posts across every platform for your record release. Because honestly, I don't know if you've noticed, but the algorithms, they're not exactly friendly to independent artists these days. And if you just like post your album cover on your socials and say, hey guys, go buy my record, you're not creating a conversation. You're not creating engagement. The algorithm's going to look at it and they're going to go, oh, there's text and vector. This must be a commercial thing. Let's make them pay to reach their own fans. And the worst part about it is you have to pay more money to reach your own fan than to reach a stranger, because Zuckerberg knows that it's worth more to you. He's like, nice fan base. Shame if something happened to it. And he middlemans you. So I'm going to show you the systems that I use to get around that. I'm going to show you how you can take a normal cell phone and no apps and turn it into a promotional and networking powerhouse. Okay. I'm going to teach you how to, like basic spreadsheets. I'm going to teach you like all the checklists for content creation, for ideation, every step of the process. You're going to watch me do the whole thing. And I'm going to have a single, maybe an EP and assets by the end of the week made before your eyes. In addition to that, there is a workshop on the Thursday that is going to be brought by our sponsors. So it's going to be like the Ill Methodology series, but there's a new update to it and a few other things that I'm going to present to the public to help just benefit the music community of Denver. So you're all welcome to come to that. But there's going to be an opening party. There's going to be a closing party. I mean, they're not going to be ragers. It's like, chill kind of socializing networking event. It's not going to be like, everybody take 10 pills and ride the rail. Like that's not that kind of party. But there is, of course, the gig at Cervantes the week before for my Videodrome tour with Figure. So that's going to be awesome too. But yeah, so there's the opening party and the closing party. Then there's also going to be industry expert panel. We're going to have a bunch of managers who manage top artists. I'm not announcing who any of our artist partners are yet, but we have a really sick industry panel where you can talk to like real, like high level agents and managers, ask them all your questions. And there's going to be an artist panel where some pretty big shot artists who I also am not announcing yet are going to be there to answer questions and carry on a discussion of like, how what you need to know from a panel of expert artists about creating your EP. Then there's, of course, going to be some track feedback, and it's going to be in this rad warehouse venue we got that is so sick. So yeah, this is pretty much like the thing that I would have always wanted. I mean, that's always my approach is like, what would younger me have like killed for? And this is it. Like EP Bootcamp, having the whole thing as a system, it's going to be epic. So there are 2 tiers of tickets. There is the general admission tier and the VIP tier. The general admission tier is all 5 days and nights and the opening party, which is going to be before we open. So it's like, I guess 7 days because there's the workshop day, which is I think on the Thursday the week before. And then there's the opening party, which will be before, like on the weekend before. And then there's Monday, 10 to 6 daytime event and then nighttime events as well. So there's going to be daytime and nighttime events every day. 10 to 6 is the daytime event. And then we break for dinner. And then after that is the nighttime event. So the general admission includes the workshop before, the party before, all the daytime events, 5 days worth of daytime events, 5 days worth of nighttime events, and all of the written materials and stuff. There's a bunch of like checklists and exercises and process documents that I'm going to have for you to take home so that you can remember everything, and also so that you have a really clear linear set of steps that you just follow the steps and it works every time. It's like a recipe. So that's the general admission tier. Then there is the VIP ticket. Includes everything in general admission, but also it includes access to all of the templates that I'm going to be using to make the music that you witness in the classes. And it's going to be including sample libraries as well as the project files for the release. It's also going to include edited, replayable videos of the entire event that are going to be hosted in the Producer Dojo members area. Now, this is like, as we found with the 808 Classic, our other event, editing takes a long time. And, it's going to take us a bit to edit it. And it's a bit of an investment. So there is an extra cost for the videos. But you'll have access to the videos of the whole thing. And then you can submit sets for a chance to play at the opening and closing party. We'll be accepting demos. And then you can submit a track for guaranteed written feedback from me personally that will be very detailed. And then also there's a chance to get live feedback in front of the group if you opt for that option. But that, the sets and the live feedback, that is... that's going to be decided based on the merit of the actual music submitted. But you get a chance to submit for those. So yeah, pretty sick. The general admission tier is $1,500 and the VIP is $2,000. So general admission includes admission to everything and some of the written documents. So it's, party before, workshop before, all 5 daytime events, all 5 nighttime events. And then the VIP level is $2,000. And that includes all of that plus downloads of all of the templates and sample packs and whatnot that I'm going to be using to make the music, as well as downloads of the project file when the release comes out and downloads of like all the Photoshop stuff that I'm going to be doing. And then it's going to include replayable edited videos of the entire event that you will be able to watch at your leisure once we put them together at the end. Should probably take like maybe a month or something, but we're hiring editors this time because it's a lot editing 5 days worth of videos. It's a lot. And then you get a chance to submit for the networking party at the beginning and the rap party at the end. And then you get to submit for guaranteed written private track feedback from me, as well as the option of submitting for the chance to get live feedback in front of the group. So yeah, that's basically the lowdown. We're going to be announcing who our artists and industry experts are on the panel, but it's in Denver, so you can probably use your imagination. There's more than a couple good artists and managers and agents in Denver. I'm so excited about this. I'm more excited about this than anything else that I'm excited about right now. This is the jam. So there will, of course, be more announcements. Tickets are limited. They're going to go quick. To the people who put down their $500 deposits before even knowing what the event was, you're cool. Thanks for coming with us on this journey. You get a free upgrade to VIP. So yeah, that's the deal. Big up all the Producer Dojo fam, early supporters, free upgrade to VIP. Love ya. But I'm really, really excited. I'm really excited. This is going to rock. All your questions will be answered soon, and watch for more big announcements. And, our sponsors are going to come out swinging. So, get in there before we start doing the affiliate announcements and marketing with the sponsors, because those tickets are going to go quick. All right. Lots of love. Real excited. And be sure to check out my new releases too. There's quite a few of those. Peace.
ill.Gates is a name known by producers worldwide. He's been cited as a formative influence by G. Jones and Illenium, and his work draws high praise from the likes of Morgan Page, Mr. Bill, and even Excision. He's hit the iTunes Electronic Top 10 multiple times, DJs around the world play his music every weekend, and fans wear their ill.Gates tattoos with pride. You can hear his ringtones on the Windows Phone, and rumor has it he's working on a secret project with Disney. It's safe to say ill.Gates is a household name. When he's not composing his own music, ill.Gates is teaching the next generation of musicians and providing employment opportunities through Producer Dojo, which he founded in 2016 with the goal of launching 1,000 music careers. Producer Dojo uses a martial arts belt system to cultivate discipline in young music producers, provides them an outlet for release on the Dojo record label, and helps them create an online business selling samples, sounds, and services.
Yo, what's up, guys? Mushmatics here, getting back to my studio after a very productive week with Mr. ill.Gates. I suggest anybody that wants to take their music seriously and wants to step that shit up to the next level, definitely sign up for one of these retreats. One of the best things I could have done, just kind of listening to Dylan talk, asking him questions. He tells you some secrets that aren't in the dojo. You get to meet some really cool, like-minded individuals that want to accomplish the same things that you do. So definitely sign up for this. Put your music where your mouth is. Start your career and get the ball rolling. All right? Peace.
And I just wanted to send a quick shout out and thanks to Dylan and the dojo for the recent 3-day studio session. It was a blast and I learned a ton. Dylan is an amazing teacher and has tons of experience. He's great at elaborating that experience by explaining his thought process and answering your questions along the way. Going through projects with him was just invaluable. I feel like I've come back with so many new tools and new ways to use my instruments. This experience has definitely helped me grow as a producer. So thanks again, Dylan, and I hope to see you all around the dojo.
step in my.
It hits all by itself.